Welcome back to LMX, your go-to channel for no-nonsense political analysis. Today, we're diving into a major issue in South Africa's political landscape. Why so many smaller center parties like ActionSA, BUSA, Rise Mzansi, and others are essentially wasting your votes. I'm going to explain how, when these parties fail to unite, your hard-earned votes vanish down the drain, and why a united front could turn wasted votes into real parliamentary seats. Let's fix this. South Africa's electoral system is built on proportional representation. This means every vote matters, but only if your party manages to cross a certain threshold. Unfortunately, when votes are split among several small parties, many fail to reach that minimum required share, and ultimately, they don't get a seat in parliament at all. That's what we mean by wasted votes. Think of it like this. Imagine you're in a game where your team only wins if you have a strong, unified front. But if every player is wearing a different jersey and running in different directions, your chances of winning drop dramatically. That's exactly what happens when small parties run separately. Instead of combining their support to push over the threshold, their individual votes barely register, essentially disappearing into the void. Let's break down what happens. When a party gets only 0.1% or 0.2% of the vote, even if many voters support its ideas, that vote doesn't convert into a parliamentary seat, and if you're one of those voters, your voice isn't heard in the halls of power. Now, who are we talking about exactly? There are a few emerging and smaller parties in the center that promise new ideas and fresh alternatives to the established order. For example, ActionSA, founded by former Johannesburg Mayor Herman Mashaba, this party positions itself as a pro-business, solution-focused alternative that challenges the status quo. BUSA, although lesser known, BUSA is one of those parties that aims to represent the centrist voters who are tired of extremes. Rise Mzansi. This party, with its catchy name, is trying to rally people around a vision of renewed national pride and pragmatic governance. And there are other small center parties in the mix that share similar values, moderate policies, economic pragmatism, and a desire for change from the old guard. Unfortunately, each of these parties is battling alone in a system that rewards unity. Individually, these parties are fighting an uphill battle. Their vote shares, when dispersed, mean that many of you who support centrist ideas end up with no direct representation because your vote doesn't reach the magic number required for a seat. Essentially, your voices get drowned out. Imagine this. If you vote for a party that only grabs 0.2% of the national vote, those votes simply vanish. They don't add up to even one seat in parliament. This isn't just a theoretical problem. It's a real issue affecting the strength of our democracy. When votes are wasted, it means policy ideas you believe in never get a chance to be debated, and the center loses its potential to act as a counterweight to the traditional political heavyweights. And here's another point. In coalition scenarios, like we've seen recently when the ANC lost its absolute majority, small parties can become kingmakers if they are united. But when they're fragmented, not only are they ineffective on their own, but they also reduce the bargaining power of centrist voters in coalition negotiations. Now, here's the exciting part. What if these smaller center parties joined forces? Imagine ActionSA, BUSA, Rise Mzansi, and other like-minded groups forming a single, united political force. When they combine their votes, they could easily surpass the electoral threshold. Suddenly, all those wasted votes become real parliamentary seats, giving you a genuine voice in shaping national policy. A united centrist alliance could become a powerful third force in South African politics. It could negotiate more effectively in coalition talks, influence legislation, and hold the bigger parties accountable. Instead of watching your vote vanish, it would count, and count for something big. Think about the potential impact. In a country where every vote should matter, uniting could mean transforming disenfranchisement into empowerment. You could help form policies that address the issues you care about, be it job creation, economic growth, or fighting corruption, without being sidelined by the fragmented nature of our current party system. Let's look at the facts. Right now, when small parties fail to cross the threshold, their potential impact in parliament is negligible. They might get 1 or 2 seats at best, or sometimes none at all. But if these votes were pooled together, the united force could command a significant number of seats. This means more debates, better representation of centrist views, and an opportunity to influence national policy, especially in coalition governments, which are becoming the norm. Remember, in our proportional representation system, every seat counts. A united centrist bloc could tip the balance in coalition talks and even act as a check on both the ruling party and the extremes on either side. So what does this all mean for you? It means that your vote is precious, and when it's wasted on fragmented small parties, it loses its power to change things. But if these parties unite, they can become a formidable force in parliament and truly represent the centrist voice that many of us crave in South Africa. I believe that for the future of our democracy, it's time for ActionSA, BUSA, Rise Mzansi, and other similar parties to sit down, discuss their common values, and unite. Not only will this help in capturing the wasted votes, but it will also provide a genuine alternative to the established players, one that reflects the hopes and demands of a new generation of voters. If you're tired of seeing your votes go down the drain, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. Let's start a conversation in the comments. What do you think about a united centrist alliance? Can small parties truly come together for the greater good? Drop your thoughts below. Thanks for watching LMX. Stay informed, stay empowered, and remember, united we win.